Hey guys, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planet Head. Today is January 4th, 2023. About to boot in here and start playing. Gonna keep tonight pretty simple. If you watched the last video, I had moved one of my characters, well, both of them out to Great Wildlands. And then I was planning on last night flying down to Curse with my character Amanda Rose Pilgrim, but then got a little bit paranoid about possible death, and did not happen. So what I thought tonight was just I did actually make it to Curse last night and docked up and dropped off the blueprint copies that I brought with me. So what I thought I would do is just fly around Curse a little bit and take a gander at it. I've only looked a little bit of the area, and I'm going to be flying into places and systems that I have never flown into. So let's take a look. Um, Booting in right now, I always like to kind of do this if skill points or a skin is up, to see what the thing is. I'm going to say 13,000 skill points. Let's see what happens here. Doo-doo-doo. Ah! I did not. I called it. I called it. I must have seen it too many times. There must be some sort of algorithm that gives you 13,000. But yep, that's what I got. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and close that. And then we're going to choose Amanda Rose Pilgrim because she is down in HLW PHP. Oh, I think she's docked up. There we go. I'll show you where that is on the Dotland map here. Like I said, we're not going to do a whole lot special other than fly around in places I've never been to. So you never know what you're going to jump into here. So while that's booting up here, this is Curse. Well, that's pretty quick. Haha, I got some more skills. We'll check those out too. So I'm in HLW-HP. The surprising thing that whenever I got to the system, I really hadn't checked it out, is how many NPC stations that are here. To be blunt, I really did not do my research prior to this, but I think if I pull it up here, look at all of these stations. I think there are 7 of them, which is kind of surprising. And if I'm not mistaken, I think all of them have the ability to produce things. Um, and then one of them has the ability to research. But I've moved all my research out of Nullsec back over to Augfe, whatever it is. So I don't need to worry about that so much. There are a couple of cloning areas down here, just 2 jumps away right there in the same constellation. So that's an option. So the big question is, which way do I check out? Now, I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I did fly down into Curse, and I checked this area out here. It was a little bit quiet, quieter than what I remembered. The one other time I visited Curse was about a year ago, I think, maybe 6 months. And there were larger stations here, so this was kind of surprising that there weren't as many. But if you're looking for the NPC nullsec experience, Curse is a fairly available area that you can go to. I think the most rounded NPC nullsec area that you can go to is Syndicate. Why do I say that? Because it kind of has everything that you want, but it is populated. I'll take a quick look at it here real quick. We'll go back up to the universe here. And right here is Syndicate. So why do I say that it is the easiest one to try out? Because number one, it has a lot of systems. Number two, most importantly, it actually has asteroid belts. And number three, it's fairly easy to get to. You can get to it through Placid in a couple different spots. You can actually come into it from Solitude down here. And even the outer ring over here. So you've got a couple different ways you can get in and out. And it does have some pockets here. If you notice, it's much more pocketed than some of them. Almost every spot here, other than, I call this the spider web up here, But every part of here seems to have a little pocket that if you controlled it with your corporation or alliance, you'd have a pretty defensible place. Whereas, just a general run through, Delve is pretty far away, and it's surrounded by the Goon Swarm. So that's a tougher area. Venal is similar, but it's tough to get to. You have to go through a couple of nullsec systems to get to. If you're wondering, the puppy, I don't know if you can hear that sound. She's chewing a bone right below my feet. Down here, the Great Wildlands, you've seen me fly around there. You're going to see me fly around there a lot more. It is a nice, easy place to get to, but it has no asteroid belts, the same as Curse. Curse has more stations in it, and it's fairly easy to get to. And then you've got Stain, my all-time favorite, to really push yourself. I really like Stain. It's like the big brother of Syndicate. I will go back there sooner or later and have some fun. I left a bunch of stuff there. Just gonna rub her head so maybe she calms down a little bit. But let's get into Curse. So, and I'll probably maybe do a video on it tomorrow, depending on what I get through today or not. So we know this area here. I have flown through this area before to get through here. I spent just a very short period of time. So I'm thinking I don't want to go that one. I want to try something completely different. So I got two choices. I can go south. Now, I don't want to go through Scalding Pass. That is owned. That is player-controlled area, usually defended. I'll just show you here. It is sovereignty. So you notice here it's owned by a couple different spots here. And these are the areas that I would be jumping through. So that is player-controlled, so you'd want to be very careful at that area. Don't want to bother anybody that doesn't want to see you. So I would want to come in this direction, or I could come south through here. Kind of interested this way. What do you say we make a run and see if there's going to be anybody who's living here? It's got to be down here. So I'm going to type in KTAC MG, put that in my autopilot, and we'll be on our way. So KM Tech G. Again, this is not a exploration ship. It is a cheap rifter. So very easily, if anybody's defending this area, I could die. So I've got my map in here. Let's see if anybody has been killed on this route. Anytime. I like to do my exploring during the week because there's less people online. Okay, so we got one ship destroyed in the system I'm in. Got nothing, nothing. Ooh, there we are. 7 ships destroyed in the last hour. What do you say we fly over there and die? Let's go see if we can see anything going on. So that's HTEC ADOC. Where is that on the map? That is... Aha! So it's right at the entry area of this system. So there's the question. Do you go... Now the autopilot has me going this direction. Now the question is, there's a lot of entryways into this. So I'm thinking it's probably not gate camp, but let's go find out. So we'll go ahead and close that out. And on the way, what I'll do is I will set up some save spots along the way. So I'm actually producing something while I'm doing this. So that if I do die, I've actually gotten something done. The other thing, too, is while I'm flying to save spots, I can also directionally scan and see if there's any stations in the area. By looking at the stations, I can see, and these are player-controlled stations, I can look to see who actually lives in the area. So that way I can get a feel for if there's any large alliances or corporations that I want to watch out for. Oh, wait. I have junk. I actually killed a few little ships. the other day, but really didn't get much out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and jump. At any point in time that I go through one of these gates, there is a chance that there might be a warp bubble on the other side. I have to be okay with that. I'm not doing an exploration ship. It doesn't have a cloak. It's just a very cheap... I didn't need to pull that up. Very cheap little rifter that I made. I have the ability to make more. I'm cheating a little bit because if I die, it will send me back to my home station, which I'm not actually too worried about because I have to go back to high sec either tomorrow or the next day to reset my skilling. So I'm actually kind of shooting for dying. A lot of cosmic signatures here. Interesting. Now I might not know this very well. Let's get our save spot rolling. Planet random. Just pick a random one. Warp within 100. Control B. Safe. Now as soon as I go, there we go. And then I'm going to save this one, edit location, safe. It came in through HL, oh, both gates. So what I'm doing is I'm just notating the save spot as near both gates. Safe, both gates. So I can warp back to this and see if anything's there. There we go. So I've got a save spot in here. De-scanning. We've got an Athenor. Oop, I did not mean that. Control B would have stopped me. Control space, I mean. I'm stupid. Don't need a probe scanner. Well, I don't want the probe scanner because I could at least see if there's anomalies or things like that. I won't bother with it right now. I don't really need my inventory up. That'll allow me to get my directional scanning a little bit more here. So, Mr. Athenor, who owns you? That is owned by Curse of Distant Stars, which is a member of the Bright Side of Death Alliance. I have never heard of it, but I am not really good with knowing names of alliances. So, looks like these guys jumped in. They've been around for quite some time. Bright Side of Death, 2010. Okay. Corporation's pretty old, too. Alrighty. Other things you can do is, when you pull it up, see the size of the corporation. Right now I'm just looking... Ooh, we got some more here. So, these the same ones or no? So that's a different one. That is still, but the same alliance. So that is extractive in the cutting edge industry. Now other things that you can do are see what's the size of 146 members of this one. Show info. I'm going to look at the other Athenor here. That's that one. That might be the same one that I did. Okay. So system number 1 checked out. Let's go to the next one. There's other things that I could look for here. This is very interesting that the only gates in and out of here are right next to each other. So those two gates are right there. Although, am I going the right way? Yeah. So if you were wanting to gate camp or guard those, you could sit on both those gates. So that's interesting. Okay. We've got Astra House. Let's go ahead and set up our planet. I'm going to pick a random planet here and warp to it at 100. Do a Control B. Safe. The gate that I'm at is RA Tech. So RA Tech. And submitted. There we go. So I have a safe spot. Nobody's in system, so I don't need to warp to it right now. But that's good if I want to come back down here later on. Now we got a couple. We got an Athenor. Or I'm sorry, an Astra House here. So let's see who owns this one. So this is a different corporation than the other two, but another member of the bright side of death. So that's important. Now, whether or not the bright side of death, so you've got the corporations belong to the alliance of bright side of death. Now, whether or not that alliance belongs to a coalition of alliances, I don't know. I'm sure I could look it up. Good, good, good. This is a very small system, so it's very easy to check it out. I can just do a VE scan, and that is everything in the system at 14.3 AU. If you notice, everything's there. So let's keep on going. I'll go ahead and reload. Why not? I think I'm still in my deadhead. I don't know. Ooh, we got a shuttle. Shuttle just came through and went the other direction. Okay. We have one guy in system, so we're just going to pick a random spot here. Warp to 100. Control B. Save. We came in at XX9. XX9. Submitted. There we go. V. So flying across, I'm not seeing anything now. Down the road, I'll actually do a little bit more, like I'll go from point A to point B on the big map. But right now, I'm just wanting to check out. Okay, so nobody is there. That guy just left. So the question is, which way did he go? Another thing you can do is check out who is in local and see what corporations they belong to. I did not see any player control. We'll do the 19.5 jump toward the next one here. I think I'm only like 2 away from where it was H-Tech ADC. That's where it was. Like I said before, notice there are no asteroid belts. That's very important. Okay, nobody in system. Opened up. I'm going to fly toward the desolate asteroid belt. Warp to 100 because I can. Save. And we are M-Tech N is the gate that we're at. Just putting a safe spot near it. There we go. Let's see if there's anybody at this asteroid belt. Ooh, we got a couple of Glinty haulers and an Athenor. Okay, so we got a couple battle cruisers, but they're way off. That's interesting. So this Athenor. Ugh. Long day. Show the info. Ooh, new corporation. Still nobody in system. That's good. So this is member of Guardians of Tranquility. This is the Temple of Tuvan. Got 175. Now this is important. Sometimes I look for little clues. Notice how these are the member of the Guardians of Tranquility is the alliance that this is part of. Let's look at the, we can actually pull up the alliance info and look at the members. Temple of Tuvan. So there's only one? That's weird. Am I right with that? So it's one. Oh, that's strange. This alliance only has one member in it. So it's one corporation and one alliance. It's a lot of money just to have an alliance name. But notice how it says Guardians of Tranquility. If I look, I think I caught this. Yep, the constellation is the Tranquility constellation. So maybe that's who's living out here. Um, let's take a look at the big board map. Yep, so we got H-Tech A right there. That's the one that had the damage in it. We're in Y-Tech D right now. So, is that one up? Yep, it's right there. So the Guardians Astra House is right here. So why would they have that there, but they're the Guardians of Tranquility here? So I am actually going to fly to QFEW. I'm not going to go straight in at this. Screw it. Let's go straight in. Oop, we got somebody just system. So we're going to warp to the save spot that I made. I'm going to take a quick look at him. Who are you there, buddy? So, member of Exclusive Cutting Edge, Bright Side of Death. Is the Alliance, it's the same group? Yep. So he is a member of the groups that were above. Very, very interesting. And now he's gone. So, since he just left, I don't know if he's come down here to say hi to everybody. I'm going to go to, instead of going the straight route, I'm going to go QFE and then EQX. QFE. Jump, jump. Because I'm just trying to go circumvent the obvious route through a warp bubble. The reason, up in the Great Wildlands where nobody really lives as big corporations right now, there are some groups. They'll set up bubbles, but then take them down to take out people. Ooh. PvE, so a hauler and a cruiser went down over here. Very interesting. Down here, where even though it's not player controlled, like player owned, that's a better way to phrase it. Player owned. Let's pick a random celestial. When you have the pockets like you do in Curse, and even more so in Syndicate, if there's a large corpse here, they will set up bubbles and just leave them there. I saw that a lot out in Stain, so that they can at least slow down pirates who are trying to come in and blow up ships. Now that's usually used for pirates who are doing mining or going after miners. I don't think there's much mining out here in Curse, but you never know. So let's look at the map. We're going to go EQX, then H-Tech A. And see what we got going. If you remember correctly, H-Tech A is EQX. There we go. Lots of stations all over the place down here. There's such a big difference between it and the Great Wildlands. Whew. Ooh, there's an Athenor and an Astra House. Who owns these? So that's your Guardians. And who owns the Athenor? It's a different one. Member of Death or Glory. Uh, 224 members. So all of these have a pretty large number of people. Okay, I just warped accidentally to the Astra House. That was kind of dumb. And I haven't set a save spot. So let's go ahead and do both of those. And we're going to jump into H-Tech ADOC. Remember, that was the one that had the actual destruction. So we might be running into something here. I'm just putting up a miscellaneous safe spot. There we go. Whew. Yeah, it's been a long day. Okay, here we go. Ooh, we got 11 people in system. Any bubbles? No. Okay, random planet. Planet. Gas. Warp within 100. Control B. Safe 1. Ooh, this is a large system. There we go. So the first thing you want to do, well, as I'm flying here, I'm D-scanning to see if I pass by anything. Got Astra House. This is probably the Guardians, or oh, this is the that other group, the Risky Explosion. So that's interesting. Nothing else there. Now, since there's so many people here, I'm going to warp back to my safe spot. Now, since there's people here, they are obviously living here. So what I want to do is not stay in one spot all the time. And I want to keep my deep scan going to see if any of these guys start looking to combat probe me down. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. I've gotten a good feel for who might be here. So I might just, actually I think I might just set myself up to go home. Let's see here. There we go. But we're going to check this out. First off, I want to see if they had this gate bubbled. So we're going to fly. We're in this. I'm sorry, this gate right here bubbled. So we want to get close to the gate that's at YTAC D. So just keeping an eye here. Got YTAC D here. So let's take a look at the actual map. Here's YTAC D. So I want to fly near it. So I'm going to warp. What is here? Should be more than. It's just a planet, no moons. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I need to rotate it. Ah ha ha ha! Almost made that mistake. Okay, so the gate is way up here to there. So there's no way that's 14.3 AU. But I can bounce off of it. Warp within 100. While I'm here, we go. Let's drop ourselves a save point. Just a random one. Then I'm going to warp to this one. Since there isn't anything near it, I'm going to warp to it at 100. Hopefully I will dodge any bubbles because I'm coming at it from a weird angle. Warp within 100. Just want to see if there's anything on the gate. We're just descanning as we go along. Nothing. Nothing. Still nothing. Coming up on the gate now. Any bubbles? I don't see any bubbles. I'm kind of surprised. That's cool. I'm all good with that. You don't have to have bubbles. So I'm going to warp back to my initial save spot. While I'm doing that, let's take a last look at the map here. Okay. And check this out, check this out, check this out. I have not looked at anything over here. So I am going to fly here to one of the moons just to get a feel. I want to see if there's any, while I'm flying through, while I'm going through here, I'll directionally scan along the way, see if there's any other stations that might pop up. So we'll go moon, warp within 100. Control B. Submit. So I got station, but nothing else. I don't have any player-controlled stations here. That's fine. I'm fine with that. Still surprised at how many people are here. Did I? Oh! Yeah, I'm going to probably have to end this one fairly soon. I am getting tired. Just trying to think if there's any other spot I missed. Might as well warp to a random moon here. I'm not going to drop any more save spots. Just going to fly near the sun, but not directly at it. As we're going through on this one, we will go ahead and... Ooh, there's an Astra House. That's what I was looking for. Just want to know who lives here. Same guys. Okay. I'm not seeing anything huge. I'm not seeing any Fortizars, any Keep Stars, anything like that. It's such a cool view. Look at that. Moon and planet. It's freaking awesome. Alright, I'm going to try to get out of here. There's 12 people in here. I'm not a big fan of that. While I am flying, let's just take a look at who these guys are. Okay, part of the same group. Okay. Okay. Death and Glory. So, Death or Glory basically is control of this area from what I can tell so far. Looks like that's who owns the stations. Other than that one alliance with... Were they the Death and Glory? It's not a big deal. Okay. Now the nice part is, I'll show you the last part of the video here, I think, will be, I'll show you how nice it is, the fact that I now have save spots all over the place here that I can go to and bounce. I don't have to pull any drop downs, I don't have to do anything. I can just bounce off one and then bounce through the next gate. And I've saved these save spots in areas that I can check to see if there's any warp bubbles. Or just bad guys hanging out. Not seeing anybody there. We'll go ahead and jump. There was a guy in system, but he left. So I'll probably just name this Scouting Mission in Curse. What I'm really trying to do is just get a feel for how many people are here at this time of the week. Then over the weekend, I'll do a little bit more flying around and see if this is a viable area that I could hunker Amanda Rose down. Now, her main area is Stain. Then I've got her doing blueprint research in Lowsec, and then just in one station there. So this could be her second spot. I got nobody in system. Normally you don't want to go gate to gate. I've said this before. I'm flying a ship that is super cheap. I'm flying with no augmentations in my head. And there's also a school of thought that says if nobody's there, get through, and you don't want to be there, Get through it as quickly as possible. Don't mess around. Take the chance that there might be a random bubble out there for the effect that you can get out quickly. Now, if I was flying a 50 million ISK or 100 million ISK ship, I'd probably be doing this a lot differently. How much is this ship worth? It can't be worth much. Let's find out. Wait, did they? There it is. It's worth 1 million ISK. It's incredibly expensive. I don't even have any rigs on here. Do I not have... I thought I brought some rigs down with me. Well, check it out. I don't know if I have projectile weight. Do I need that? Jump? I might need rigging. Let's find out here. Taking a lot of chances flying around in Lowsec. I am so sorry. It's been a long day. Rigging. Yep, I need projectile weapon rigging. Buy and inject. That's fine. Why am I doing this? Because I'm pretty sure I brought along 2 projectile rigs. Nobody in system. This is what I'm talking about. And this is kind of nice because remember how I was saying yesterday, since there's only really 3 NPC stations, well, 4 NPC stations in the Great Wildlands, the rental space is very expensive. Here, I think even in the station I'm at, rental space is only 10,000 ISK per day, or I'm sorry, per month. So there's a lot of stations out here, so it's kind of neat. It might even be worthwhile to move to Curse and do my excursions up to the Great Wildlands. I don't know. And that's where having both characters out here, I can try out both whenever I feel like it, like I did today. So I was pretty sure. Yep, I did bring rigs. Now, do I need variations, attributes? Oh, there are no requirements. So the projectile rigging just affects the bad parts of the rig. It doesn't affect whether or not I can use it or not. So there we go. Let's put them on here. Let's see what the difference is. So I've got an aerator and a collision accelerator to both increase damages on here. And I kind of need them because this ship only does 65.5 DPS right now. So we're going to drop that there. Yep, I'm good with that. And still okay there. To 70. There we go. And look at that. I am so close. The other thing, too, is my skills for Minmatar are nowhere near as good as they are for William Pilgrim. So I've got to live with that because I will be bringing some Amar BPCs over here. That's what I have training for her right now. So that'll be kind of nice. And a lot of the regular equipment stuff will carry over, like your damage controls and if I... afterburners and micro warp drives, stuff like that. Cool. All right. Well, I think that's it. How much time we got? Oh, geez, 40 minutes. All right. Well, hey, I did not expect that to go that long. Hey, guys, fly safe. That's all I got for today. Obviously, I'm a little bit tired. I'm going to play a little bit more. I'm going to try to kill my 5 NPCs, get my 10,000 skill points. But other than that, hey, fly safe, fly dangerously, fly however think you want. And I will probably talk to you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.